been thinking an awful lot about the Sledgefire recently. It's an absolutely phenomenal blaster. And what I love most about it is that it shoots a trilogy of darts. Nice word, that. Trilogy. The one problem with it is that it's not quite shotgunny enough. It is very, very shotgunny. After all, it does do this. And that's pretty shotgunny. This is one good thing about the Sledgefire though. One good thing. 1 out of 3. But it's missing 2 other vital things that shotguns need to have. One should really be pump action. That's the second thing that a shotgun really needs to have. Shotguns really should be ejecting their cells through a little port in the side. Just like that. That would just be the ultimate in shotgunniness. This trilogy of ideas would make the perfect shotgun. I wish there was a way to put all these together. I heard your wish and fell from the sky. Surely you mean the... What's that called again? Alright, magic, I fell through that too. You're in pieces. Aye, I'm in a trilogy of pieces today. Trilogy, I kind of like that word. And you'll be liking this too. Bibbidi bobbidi boop! Good heavens, it's magic! I've transformed that trilogy of ideas into a literal trilogy. See what I did there? What am I gonna do with it? You can unbox it. I've got to be on my way now. I've got to go and eat beans covered with hot sauce and grant more wishes. Where'd he go? Wow, this looks absolutely amazing. Thank you, fairy god pirate. Mother, it's actually a trilogy. DS15, 15 even divided by 3. Hasbro, you really thought this through. Ejecting 3 dart shells, 3 darts there. This guy looks absolutely overjoyed about it. Hasbro did something. It's 3 darts, here we go. That's the guy's voice on the box, by the way. Trilogy! Use only official Nerf darts? No! Please fear my wrath and use Hasbro darts. Sorry guys, only 15 darts. I tell you what, give me double the darts and I'll consider using Hasbro darts. Back of the box, darts come out, shell comes out, 5 shell storage, and these shells look significantly different to the regular shells that we're used to in the Sledgefire, which could be a bit of a shame. Pump action, shells eject from blaster. Hasbro, you thought of everything this time. Trilogy DS15, blast 3 darts at once with shells that eject from the blaster. Fires 3 dart at once, tire. What? What, as in like car tire? You can just use Grammarly. Did no one read this before printing it? What does this mean? Hasbro, did you spell check this? Good heavens. I'm gonna read everything else on this box and look for spelling mistakes now. You realise that, Hasbro? I kid you not. Wonder what's on this side. Trilogy! Trilogy! And down here? No! I suppose we ought to unbox this then. As you can see, it's held into the packaging with 1, 2, 3 sections of little plasticky package thing. Get this out of the box. It's actually not as big as it looks in the box, and it doesn't feel as big. The hand grip is actually quite small. Now, I've not got massive hands. When I used to ride motorbikes, I used to wear size small or medium gloves, and this is just about big enough for me. Comfortable fit, but not for someone who's got massive hands. We've got some lovely tiger stripe camo going on. They've coloured Nerf in, and you've got this nice kind of... What's it called? When something's not embossed, what's that called? It's beveled. It's beveled. And this lovely kind of beveled elite right here. Lovely detail. I'm presuming that's in case your blaster jams up. They haven't coloured the Nerf in on this side though. Nice sling attachment points here. Maybe one there. One up there. One up there. So I make that 3 sling attachment points. Attachment rails. All that blaster, and that's all you could fit? I'll have to do something about that later. I'm actually kind of curious to see how this primes now. It's blue! Now, one thing that I am a little bit gutted about with this is that it seems to lack an internal magazine. What's in the stock? Oh, nothing. In which case, I guess we'd better unbox these. We're going to unbox the shells with the shells! It's magic! Maybe we could say this is a tribal weapon. These shells are much, much larger than their Sledgefire counterparts. It's already been said that these shells will not be cross-compatible. I do like the fact they say Nerf on them, but it does bother me that there's only kind of 5 of them supplied with the blaster. So in theory, what you're meant to do is have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got 5 shells here. I would really have liked a 6th shell, because then you can kind of have one in the chamber as well. So prime. There is a lot going on inside there. There is an awful lot going on inside here. I'm going to try dropping a shell in to see what happens. Okay, so that's now resting where it needs to rest. Now this shell hasn't got any darts in it yet, but we'll see how it goes. And then out it pops. It's actually a super interesting mechanism just to kind of like look at. It's as if there's a trilogy of things going on at the same time. Suppose we should get some of these darts out. Get some of these darts out now. Do you think the Sledgefire is jealous of the Trilogy stock? I like big stocks and I cannot lie. Good heavens. Doopy doopy doopa. The singing helps, guys. The singing helps. One thing I've just realised about this. These shells are actually a super good fit here, which they kind of weren't in the Sledgefire. I'm actually quite a big fan as well of the fact that these are so sort of easy to load. Almost load these on the fly. If you were running around scavenging, if you recovered your shells, then it would simply be a case of just loading these up as you were going. It is a little bit disappointing. Like I say, there's only 5 of them. I guess that's more than what you got with the Sledgefire, so maybe we should be grateful. Thank you, Hasbro. So I now have all 5 of these loaded up and ready to go. So let's have some loading action, shall we? So, prime, take one of these shells out, drop it in, little prod, and it's actually sat itself exactly where it needs to be. So, that's nice. Close. And fire. And then, the one thing that would have made this incredibly cool would have been some kind of internal mag. Next shell. Again, load super easily. Next shell. That's unreal. That one really flew out. That was cool. I'm going to damage my screen. There we go, that was a good camera hit. And, oh, that's what happened to Jared, so let's go again. There we go. On Jared's video, I saw that the shell didn't eject several times. There it didn't eject once, but overall, I don't think that's a very big deal in terms of the functionality of the blaster. I can deal with that. There's obviously been a lot of care and attention given to making sure that the shells sit nicely when they're chucked into the blaster. That was a bad demonstration. Putting shells into the Sledgefire is actually something which requires a bit of precision and a little push as well. The Sledgefire does do this, which is kind of cool. But I'm almost tempted to say that you can just kind of chuck these in there and they will automatically sit where you want them to sit. So, GG, Hasbro. I've also just noticed something interesting about the Nerf darts. So, on the end of this Nerf dart, you can barely see it on this video, but it actually says Nerf. And this is one of the darts that came with the Trilogy. However, on the end of this old Elite Nerf dart, it doesn't say Nerf. I've also just been checking on the ends of these Fortnite darts, and they say Nerf on the end of them too, which means that this might be a relatively recent thing, perhaps in the last year or so. You cheeky ones, Hasbro, you slipped that past us all. It is worth mentioning that the Sledgefire shells, whilst they will be ejected successfully in an unmodified state, they cannot be used to fire any darts, which is a shame. Doing this will never get old. Just never. Storage space on the back has actually been quite well thought out, and I love the fact that it's simply impossible to dislodge these. Really, really good friction fit. Designing and styling is pretty funky. The stock is maybe a little bit too small for me, but let's be honest, it's a shotgun. And I can't see the stock being used as a stock all that much. Prime actually feels smooth-ish, considering there's so much going on inside. A little bit gutted about the one tactical rail, but you can't win them all. You could have tactical rails all over this if you wanted to. The hand grip is small to medium. Blaster is not a big blaster. It looks much bigger in the packaging for some reason. So if you're a smaller person, you'll have no problem at all using this. The prime isn't very heavy either. I also genuinely feel that this is easier to load than the Sledgefire. Now I've heard rumours that with one dart this might hit up to 70 FPS, but with all 3 darts it's around about 50 FPS. One dart. That actually seemed to do pretty well. I don't actually have a chrono at the moment, so I'm a little bit stuck in terms of doing any actual technical analysis on this. I think it's hard to tell if there's a difference, but anyway, that's what I've heard. In conclusion, I do like some shotgunny goodness. So does Tactical Tang. And me! And I'm looking forward to having lots of fun with this shotgun in the future. It's like they've sent it into, like, I don't know, another language via Google Translate and back again. That's what that reminds me of. Trilogy!